Hey y'all, so welcome to my channel. This is Nia Talk with Nia, and we're gonna talk about it. So we're gonna talk about dating and money and definitely the issues of it. Let's get into it. Before I start talking about this topic, there's definitely something I want to talk about, which is how you should feel and how people make you feel. It's annoying. You're gonna come across a lot of people when you date, whether in your early 20s, late 20s, whatever. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are going to make you feel like you should only date when you have this amount of money or when you have a house, a car. That's when you are allowed to date, which is not true. And I don't know how many YouTubers like literally end up getting exposed because, we as Americans, we do that. We see the luxury lifestyle and husband and kids and stuff, and we think it's all perfect. And then you learn that it never was perfect to begin with, and it was just to get your eyes on the screen so that they could make money from you. And that's it. That's how they were getting their money. They never just had it. People take out loans just to put up a fake lifestyle so that they can make money off of you believing that they have a lifestyle. And I want you to understand that. But it always bites them in the ass at the end of the day. Don't think that way. Please believe that it doesn't matter how much money you have. You are allowed to date anyone. You're allowed to talk to anyone. You're allowed to be in the presence of anyone. If you find love and love finds you, let it be. Do not try to force yourself into environments of money. Like, you know how people say like, oh, well, I'm going to go to this basketball game and sit in this section and do this. And I'm going to go to this party. I'm going to go, like, literally, like black girl groups. We notice like girlies that are telling us, hey, you need to go to these affluent places so that you can date affluent men. If you keep going to these places where the men don't make a lot of money, you're not going to. It's not about that. It really isn't. People like that are lowlifes. I really think people that think that way are very low and shallow and superficial as hell. I'm sorry I have to say it, but it's very superficial. So even I find myself where I'm here on YouTube and there's gross and annoying men everywhere. I find people trying to tell me that you need to be dating someone who makes like 40K or this or that. You're an average girl. Right? Little do they know like how much I make or what I'm doing or what I have or what I'm paying for. They don't even put that into account. They're just weirdos online. But I know if I'm being told this, I know a lot of women are being told this, and I'm here to tell you, don't listen to it. Don't. That is how you're going to miss out on, let's call them your blessings, right? You're going to miss out on things that are meant for you because people are telling you they're not, because people have been told, they've been told they're not. They've been told they're not enough. They've been told that they can't get somewhere with someone. They've been told they're not in the league. They're not in the ballpark. They've been told that and they believed it. You have to understand a lot of our insecurities when it comes to dating and ourself, because ourself, we are dating, right? Looking for that person. If you're looking for monogamy, you're looking for that one, right? That's what my channel talks about. They let their insecurities get to who they are, and then they release it onto you. They try to tell you you're not enough, and related in the relations to money, which, as you know, on my channel, I've talked about money and how evil it is. And if you can understand it, you can understand it. If you can't, you can't. There's nothing I can do. Just because people are showing you how to be evil and grimy to make money and that, oh, this is what works, doesn't mean you have to. That's not the only way. There's multiple ways to do things. Some may seem harder, but guess what? They're also going to make it seem harder so that you don't try to do it the ethical way or whatever it is, or try to make it seem impossible. Now, I will say, yes, it is impossible to be an ethical billionaire. It's just not. It's just not. If you want to keep all that money, you're going to have to do some terrible things to keep it, right? You're not going to help people who really need to be helped if you want to keep that billionaire status. That's just facts. But anyways, that's just my little tidbit. Don't ever let any man tell you who you can date or no, because that person is messed up, and or woman, person. I want to talk about you are what you attract, and that statement that I do believe in, but I also believe there's false in it as well. I do believe, yes, if you want to be trash, you're going to attract trash, right? But I also believe in the fact that if you're a really good person and you have this bubbly, just joyous, just love, this energy and confidence or whatever it is that somebody is looking for that they don't have, they will attach themselves to you, and they most likely will take you down. Now, there's other people who see that in you and are like, man, I want that. Let me better myself to be with that person and to be around what I want. But there is a really large percentage of people that want to tear you down. They want to attack you just because of who you are, right? That's also another fact. And I'm saying that because I saw like this YouTuber, I forgot her name, but she talked about how you gotta get, it was a black girl, beautiful, beautiful girl. She was like, you gotta get your shit together, excuse my language, you gotta get your stuff together. I hate sounds in my house. You have to get your stuff together to attract the right man. And I think it was talking about like bad boys or something. And I've attracted bad boys too. But it was something about that. And she was just trying to say it's your fault. And I don't like when women do this. Now, I didn't watch the video completely, so I could be wrong. I only took some tidbits from it. But I did understand what she was saying, and I've heard it before. I've heard people say, well, if you're going to act like this and wear that and do this, then you're going to attract that. Yes and no. Once again, it's more about the fact that somebody sees something in you that they want that they can't see in themselves when it comes to you not being that type, right? Like people look at me and they assume like, oh, I'm into this and I'll do that and I could do this. People always do this when they meet me. And I'm like, no, actually, I'm not into that, or I don't like doing that. I just want to read a book. I don't want to go out to the club. And they're like, huh? I'm like, yeah. And I think that's a huge misconception just in general in the black community, where people assume a black girl, they look at her body and what she wears and how angelic she looks at the end of the day, right? Right? Or she's in touch with her culture. They always put an assumption, and I say they as in everyone, white, black, whatever, it doesn't matter, put an assumption on who you are. It's like if I'm not dressing as a businesswoman as a black woman, then it's like, oh, what else are you doing? You must not be doing nothing with yourself, or you must be too rambunctious or too like against the grain, too much of a rebel, right? Even my hair. And that's only for people who are just not educated. I'm telling you now, ladies, it's not like that for everyone. It's really not. I know it may seem like that, but that's just for people who are not educated, which is a lot of the fault of the United States and their education system, but we'll get into that in another video. So with that being said, there's already a preconceived notion of what you want as a woman. Like people could assume, look at my body and look at the way I carry myself and what I wear and assume that, hey, oh, you just want the gold chains and the luxury life and to do this and that. It's like, no, I love a good trip, but I'm most likely going to want to take a hike in the forest or go to the little local market and read a book later on and just be with my partner. That's me. I'm very humble. I'm very just, hey, I don't care about flashing things off. I care about having a good time and the best time that I can have and best quality. That's what I care about. So that's just me just having my own education and knowledge about things and what I want to do. With that being said, don't think that you can't date someone because you don't have money. And when I say this, I just mean like a crazy amount that you don't have to even care about money. Don't think that. I know there's a lot of people force you to think that way, but don't think that. What I just explained about me and my personality and who I am, the key word is personality. I talked about who I am. That's what you should care about and what you should want someone else to care about. You don't want someone who just cares about money, this and that, how this looks, how people are going to see you. I've been around men like that. It's not fun. It's not fun. I had one guy literally, like I was wearing sweatpants because I was about to go to the skating rink and he just showed up, which was already a red flag. Bad boy, he showed up and I was just like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I just want to see you. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm still going to the skating rink. I'm going to do me. I don't do this thing where I cancel on my friends or do that just to be with the man because of their money, looks, whatever. I don't care. So this person decides they want to come with me and my best friend to go skating. And he questioned me and he goes, is that what you're wearing? I said, excuse me? He said, is that what you're wearing? And I said, yes. And I ended the conversation and walked away. And I was like, yo. Meanwhile, he was wearing sweatpants and everything. I'm just like, what? So he cared about how people saw me. He cared about how I looked. He knew I had a banging body. But the fact of the matter is I was wearing sweatpants and I didn't care to show it. So that bothered him. He wanted me to show all of my assets at a time where I didn't feel like it. I changed my style up. Also, I was going to go work out essentially. So we're not going to, when I do things, I don't care. So that's another thing when it comes to money and dating. A superficial person is going to care about looks, dressing, and how people perceive them. And that's going to be so daunting in the relationship. It's going to be so daunting. I literally just brought this up about Kiana from Real Housewives of Potomac, which, like I said, it's not that I don't like her. I'm just saying this is the dangers of the black girl boss. And if you're a black girl boss and you're in some trouble, maybe financially, it's my opinion from what I see on the show. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But from what I see on the show, say if she is in some financial struggle, this is the way that a lot of women handle it, which is going to date a man that is older, established, and has a house and has this, but has a terrible personality most likely, and will treat you and do whatever, right? Sweet tea, right? But yet you're not going to just tell people, hey, I'm struggling, my business is struggling. Instead, you're just going to go date that, which is not worth it. No amount of money is worth it, I'm telling you, because you're just going to end up passing away. Well, let me not say that. You're going to end up not living your life to the fullest, and then, as we all know, pass away, and it's like, what did you live for? I understand times get hard, times get rough, but I'm telling you, that person that F's with you when you don't have nothing, when they see your ambition, they see your drive, they're like, you know what, maybe she don't got everything right now, but guess what, I have this, I have that, I can help her with this, and I'm gonna watch her grow. She's gonna be the most beautiful flourishing flower rose I ever seen. Like, that's the love that you want. You don't want somebody who wants to be with you because if you have a Gucci belt, they don't got to worry about you buying one for you. Sorry, that's what I meant. I always use that analogy, like, that's all they care about. There's men like that want to just know, you know what, I'm flashy, I'm fly, but I just want to make sure she could pay for her own stuff, whether she has to exploit her body or not. Because honestly, I don't see any worth in women at all. That's what they say. That's how these men think when they're okay with you doing OF for the rest of your life. They don't see you as a person or even a human being. They see you as an object. And as long as you can make your money and be an object for them, then they're cool. And that's how I feel about the whole age gap dating and Real Housewives and stuff like that and what they're doing it for. Like I said, I always use Bo as a good, I'm glad she came on the show. She's a good example. Black girl boss, right? But look at the way she's dating. Look at what she's doing. She don't play. And I love that. We need to see that. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You still don't have to play around. You don't. You don't. And that's the everybody's going to talk about, well, she did it way first this year. I feel like she is the most genuine soul that there is. Remember when I said there's that other percentage of people who are genuinely just loving people, regardless of race or whatever? There's that percentage, right? And I include myself in it. But there's that percentage of people, okay? The ones we see in the media, they're not the good percent, right? So I'm happy that she's there. Period, Bo. No amount of money for me personally as a woman can establish my self-worth. And that's something I definitely had to learn, but also it was instilled in me since I was young. It really was. Whether I make mistakes, I succeed, whatever, I fail, it doesn't matter. No amount of money that somebody can give me, and I know y'all gonna be like, what if somebody can give you $1 billion, whatever. I'm still gonna be myself. And that is where I struggle, as in this place in society where they're trying to tell you not to be yourself, to conform, to do this, to do that, so that you can make money. Yes, that is going to be hard. Yes, there's ways to do it and still be yourself. Clock into work, do what you got to do for work, be the professional at work, and then clock out. I'm not saying get crazy once you clock out, but I'm just saying remember to always take back yourself. Take back yourself. Whether it's, I don't know, putting on, I always bring up this example, putting on your bunny ears or whatever. Clocked into work, no bunny ears. Clock out of work, go home, go ahead, just put the things on. Don't lose who you are. I know that was a crazy example, but I'm just saying it could be wearing tutus, right? You can't wear it at work. Once you get home, maybe it's a Saturday, go wear your tutu outside. Like, remember to be yourself. No amount of money should take you out of you. Just don't. Because then I see a lot of women in the Black community complaining about how they're being treated, which I get. You have a right to complain because it's not right. But my issue is more so, why are you still with them? Like, I look at you sideways. Like, there's people like me who complain and I have nobody paying for nothing. I'm on my own. I'm doing, like, it's just me and my best friend figuring it out. I love that movie, One of Them Days. It was good. It reminded me of me and my best friend so much. I get it. Me complaining, I get it. Other women complaining, I get it. They don't got nobody helping them out. No nothing. Family, no nothing. No man, no nothing. I get it. But you have all the money, right? Like, isn't this funny? You have all the money. You have the Chanel bags. You have all of these luxury things in everyone's faces. And beautiful women, right? Including myself. But I don't do that. But yet, you're complaining about the way someone's treating you and you stay. We see that a lot with baby mama culture and basketball, football, Real Housewives, Love and Hip Hop. We see that so much where they get to a point where like they break on the internet and they say something and then they take it back because you know why? That man controls everything. You could try to break your silence and run to the internet and have an enough is enough moment. But at the end of the day, that insecurity, that financial insecurity that you didn't work on is still going to flourish. And not in a good way. If you have not healed, you're not working on it, you're still caring about what people say, you're still caring about materials. Watch Squid Games, like that's a perfect example. Besides, yes, the debt will make you do crazy things in society, unfortunately, and losing hope. I get it. But just the fact of, man, I could make $1 million, so let me not eat today, or let me not take what I need. Let me take what I want. And that's definitely a problem when it comes to dating. So yeah, that's something I deal with all the time, but don't let nobody ever tell you, oh, you can't date that person, they make this so much money, or you can't date this person, they don't make this much money. When you go in thinking like that, that's not okay. Now, am I saying somebody who doesn't have their ish together is worth dating? That's not what I'm saying. I think we need to understand what that even means. Because I got 3 degrees, I went to school, I did all this, I got my ish together, I'm just switching up my life right now, and that's just a little rocky, but it doesn't mean I can't date. I'm switching up my career. That's it. And just because I'm doing that doesn't mean I can't have standards. It also doesn't mean that I have to date casually. Don't let other people tell you how you should date because of how you look, because of money, because of where you're at. There's so much content on here where they just like spew out like, you need to change yourself and you need to change how you look. Prime example, Isis, the trophy wife, right? She was telling people how to change all their blackness, like to take it out of them, right? Even Shira 7, like some of her points are funny, some of them are true, but even that, when it comes to your look, I don't like that. Now, if you got boogers hanging out your nostril, okay, yes, let's fix that. But if it's just like, oh, your hair is naturally kinky, I'm not going to tell you to change your kinky hair so that you can attract somebody that makes like, I don't know, $100K a year. No, that doesn't make sense. There are people who make $100K a year that will love you for your hair and for who you are. Period. So don't let people, Bye. Elitist dating. Yuck.